Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. There's still quite a bit to talk about, and I do want to emphasize that winter is still not over. As I look out into March, winter is going to struggle. But we also have significant storm systems with a lot of moisture, and we have the cold air just in place in the north. So I already have an article up on MLive if you want to read it about what a March snowstorm takes. And let's get into it. Now, having said that, the next couple of days we got these little pieces of rain and snow. I really wouldn't call it a big weather situation, but I'll keep you informed on that. And so let's get on right into it and show you what's going to happen here. So we're going to just start with the radar forecast and show you these couple of pieces of precipitation. So this is this afternoon at noon. What could you have? Grand Rapids, Lansing, Ann Arbor, Detroit, Saline, Jackson, Coldwater. You could have off and on light rain showers mixed with some wet snow, and everything is kind of showing this wet snow in the afternoon around Ann Arbor, Detroit to Jackson. You know, we were 55 yesterday. No snow on the ground, it looks like, in those southern parts of the state. So I find it hard to believe that we'll be able to stay cold enough for any real snow accumulation. This is 2 o'clock, 3 and 4 and 5, and you even see the dreaded freezing rain. I don't think that happens. That happens over the ice of Lake Erie, but not over land. And as we go into the evening hours, it winds down. So basically what I'm going to say is southern third of the state, you get some off and on rain and snow showers today. This is tonight. Rain showers, snow showers kind of hang around and consolidate tomorrow morning to maybe sweep on through Oakland County and the Thumb. So, to find a half inch or inch of snow here and there is not going to be unheard of in southern Michigan. Now, then we go into Thursday and another little patch of some spotty rain showers and snow showers. What does this remind me of? This reminds me of March. The cellular nature of the precipitation and, spurts, becoming more springy like. Now, as we go to Friday, the next full-fledged storm system comes across far northern lower Michigan and the UP. So here's that same model with its snowfall accumulations today. And like I said, you see the light gray? That's less than an inch. So that's a trace or something sticking on the grass, about it. And then as we go through tomorrow, another inch here and there and a couple of inches across the UP. All right, now the bigger thing is that I do feel like we are going to go into a fairly stormy, a fairly moisture-laden pattern starting next week. So we've talked about this. The storm track has been active. It's been active for a while. Even though we've been in drought, the storms were really tightly spaced close together early in the winter, and they couldn't get big. Then they got bigger in February with a couple of snowstorms. And now we go to March, and we've got two distinct jet streams, one from the south, one from the north. The one in the south carries the moisture-laden storms, and we're starting to see that. That's why I think we probably have 3 of these type of storms in March, and each one can bring a half inch to an inch of liquid, or you could convert that to snow on the cold side of it, and you could have a whole lot of shoveling going on. So just to kind of give you a feel for when is our next weather situation, let's call it, okay? So we'll look at the European for that, and I've looked at all the models. So I do the work for you. I show you what you need to know. So this is Friday, and here's a big learning lesson always in weather. We dwell on the center of a storm system. Why? And that center is that center circle in the western part of the UP. Why do we dwell on that as meteorologists and as people? South of that center, it's usually rain. North of that is the cold side of the storm, and it's usually snow. So when that center rolls across the Mackinac Straits region, that means even on Friday afternoon and evening, places like Traverse City and Alpena and Oscoda and Tawas and Cadillac and Manistee get into rain showers because the cold side of the storm is to your north, and the UP gets the colder snow. And then as it moves to the east, the colder air comes down and we get off and on snow showers for 6 or 12 hours. Usually it's not something that causes a lot of precipitation. And as we go into the weekend, this is Saturday, looks dry, and Sunday looks great. If you have to do some traveling, looks excellent. Now, then we turn our attention to what I would call our first moisture-laden March storm. Look at where it's coming from, the southwest. And what's interesting is way too early, just I want to get this point across, way too early to say, oh, look at that rain snow line. It's at Clare, heavy snow. This thing could shift probably 100 or 200 miles still from this time this far out, which is pretty incredible, you got to admit, because this storm really is way out in the Pacific. I haven't checked exactly where it is, but it might be in China or the western part of the Pacific Ocean. But I just want to show you that the scenario is there for a lot of moisture with cold next to warm, and it's going to be fun to track. These March storms are fun to track. So here we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Just some light rain and light snow, and then this is what the deterministic mode of the European model says. The ensemble mode, 51 tweaks of the same model, says almost pretty close to the same. So it's a snow probably somewhere in Michigan, northern lower Michigan, and a rain in the south, and then changes over to a snow, and that could be an accumulating snow. And then you'll see that as we go out into the future, about a week later, the next one starts to develop. So the storms are spaced apart about a week now, and that can make them fairly large. Here's the European on its snowfall for Friday. We'll call it a 2 to 4 inch snow from about Houghton Lake, Traverse City northward, and maybe a couple of more inches in the UP. The southern, south of Houghton Lake through Flint, Saginaw Bay City, Grand Rapids, Ann Arbor, Detroit. Little, if any, I would call it. Here is, I figured I'd show you that European model in the ensemble mode. So we looked at the deterministic mode. That's the best, historically, over the past, that's the best set of circumstances. Here is the ensemble mode. And you could see that it is, wait a minute, no, I don't have just a second here. There's a lot of tabs on this little model here. Okay, so here's the ensemble of all the tweaks. And we'll just see what it looks like as we go into Wednesday. Right there. And see, it looks very similar. It's actually farther to the south, putting more of lower Michigan into the snow of this storm system. So we'll watch it. Today, we're probably making it to 40 again in a lot of places. That's why I find it hard to believe that we'd get any snow accumulating. And tomorrow, we probably make it into the 40s again, at least in the southern half. And Friday, we make it to near 50 in the south, 40 Saginaw, and 40s in Flint, and 40 in Traverse City. So we're getting more and more previews. Let's see, Marilyn Ross. Will there be more rain for Lansing today or more rain for tomorrow? What day will rain more? I would say today would rain more, and I wouldn't call it heavy. You probably are looking at 1/10, maybe 2/10 of an inch of rain. And then tomorrow's probably a few hundredths. The weekend looks colder. Obviously, temperatures in the teens, 20s, low 30s. Here's Sunday in the highs in the 20s. So it's a wintry weekend, definitely behind that Friday storm system. And then we're right back to 40 on Monday. And next Tuesday, we're in the 40s. And that says that on Wednesday, it says that the cold air has to get into Michigan before the storm system does for it to be a snow maker. So we'll keep an eye on that. And let's just show you the fun. So maybe a cool patch after that, but we get out to March 10th, March 11th. Hey, we can dream. This is fantasy land in model terms, but it also shows you the potential at this time of year if you get a south wind for a couple of days. You know, I would not say that I would believe that, but I would believe that is possible in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes region at some point as we get to March 12th. It's just not unheard of. So, I got my work cut out for me definitely in the month of March. Most Marches, it's that case. Some can be pretty quiet, but this one's probably going to have 3 full-fledged storm systems. We could have anything out of this. We could have heavy snow. We could have an ice storm. It happens in March. We could have heavy rain. We could have severe weather. We could have severe thunderstorms. These March storm systems can do that. We'll take them one at a time. We'll watch for next Wednesday. Prior to that, really no major travel problems, and you have to go to far northern lower Michigan and the eastern UP or the UP to find some snow for snowmobiling this weekend. Of course, there's still snow on the ground in northern lower Michigan. Hey, thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great day. Take care.